Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team, Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
Good evening, guys. Yes, I am full of energy again compared to how I was last time you all saw me when I was busy dying.
Or if anyone caught the live you did the other day,
Yeah.
when you had your finger over the mic.
Yeah.
Well done.
My shoulder. Oh, Kate, straight away, bless you. My shoulder still hasn't recovered. It's all inflamed. There's a lot of muscle damage that's done to it. I'm basically buggered. I've just got to get myself back to normal soon because the wedding is not very far away, and Lou will kill me if I turn up to the wedding in a sling.
No, that's what you like.
But yes, I'd like to say thank you to everyone. I did try and do a live, but it completely and utterly failed the other day because, as Lou said, I had my finger over the speaker. Thank you, everyone that was emailing me asking how I was. Sorry that you all had to watch me just deteriorate on camera as soon as I had my painkillers. But I am perfectly fine now, back to normal, full of caffeine.
Ish. Right.
Say
ish. It's been nothing but moaning since got home.
Which was only about half an hour ago. So, so yes, tonight's show we have on a very good friend of ours, Scott Mathewson. I remember that right because my brain's going crazy. From Paranormal and History. So we're going to bring him straight on. Boom.
Evening, folks.
There we are. Beautiful.
Thanks for having me on. Finally.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. Yeah, I was on your show a couple of months ago. We can always return the favour. That's how Para Unity works best.
Yeah, exactly. It was a few months ago, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. I've been to sleep since then. We know my brain stops working. Yes, I go to sleep.
But it's good to see you back on your feet. You know, I did watch some of your live the other night. You know, it was really good. So it was very short. I think I just actually I joined it just when you were sort of going off, so I had to kind of watch it back a bit. But
yeah,
no, thanks for having me on. It's good to
yeah. Lots of people just saying hello. Linda saying hello. Kate saying, "Oh no, take care, Ben. Will do." Pulling me pink kisses on. Andrew's on. Here's one for you. Kate saying, "Oh my God, Scottish accent. I love it." So you've already got one fan.
I hope you can understand it. That's the only thing. I hope you can understand me.
Hey, they can understand my accent, man. Yours shouldn't be anywhere near as bad.
No, some of the shows we do, quite a few guests have a wee bit of bother understanding me, you know, because, you know, I'm Glaswegian, so the longer I talk, the faster I get without even thinking about it. I'll just say hi to everybody in the chat, but the longer I talk, the faster I get. And I don't realise I'm doing it, you know.
So I used to work with someone from Wolverhampton and they speed talk everything, so I got used to it. So, if you want to tell our viewers a bit about yourself and your channel, those that have never met you before.
I hate this. This is a bit I hate, to be honest. You know, tell us about. I've been for interviews and that, and I've sat down and said, right, you know, sell yourself to me. Tell me about yourself and stuff. But basically, we've been running about 2.5 years now. Sarah and I started it way back July 2020, just before, you know, the big lockdown and what have you. We've always been into paranormal and the history. We looked about and we thought, you know, there wasn't any channels then bringing the two together, because to us you can't have paranormal without history and vice versa. You know, the two of them kind of going hand in hand. So we thought, why don't we start a thingy, a channel? At first we thought we'd only last about a month. You know, it's, you know, after about a month it'll die out. But really, really surprised how it came on. And so we've got 8 members. We've got an American team as well. We've got 8 folk in our Scottish team and 4 in our American team. And basically we just try to be different. We don't try to be special, because there's no such thing as special in the paranormal, you know. We just try to how do you put it, give people variety with different things. You know, there's a lot of channels, no disrespect to them, but they stick to the same thing week in, week out. But that's their thing, you know, that's what they do. I've always just believed in, I think people like variety, you know, especially when it comes to paranormal and the history. There's that much to both fields. And we try to cover as much as we can. Obviously, our American team, they do a lot of stuff in, you know, American history. And that's it. We do podcasts. We average maybe 2-3 a week. Various guests we've had, you know, paranormal teams, mediums, people for TV, film, authors, historians. I try and, you know, get as many arranged guests as I can in, instead of just sticking to the one thing time and time again. And that's about it, really. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, that's how I hate this, but because you never know what to say, you know. You say I can sit here and blab on for hours with everything we've done, but nobody really wants to hear that. So, you know, does that make sense? Hopefully it does.
Yeah, it makes sense. Got another comment here from Kate. I think she's obsessed with your accent. Whereabouts in Scotland are you from? Do I sense Glaswegian accent, or maybe I'm completely off? No, I think you were bang on with that. I think you said you were Glaswegian.
I know, Kate, yeah, you're bang on. Brought up in Glasgow all my days. I moved out of Glasgow about 6 years ago to a wee town called Kilmarnock, which is it's about 20 miles from Glasgow. But not all my years in Glasgow. True Glaswegian, as they say, even though I moved away.
Hey, okay.
And there's Rigger, don't talk to him. Just
got someone there, Reg here as well. Hi, the other dimension, and also Scott.
And that's Rigger for Spig. We've done a few investigations, a few collabs with him. We're back out with him tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Quite one of the kind of genuine down to earth teams.
We're going to get him on at some point and have a good chat with him.
Tell him if I shave first. You're going a bit scruffy earlier on, you know. No offence to you, Ben. You look amazing, as always.
So, yeah, as you were saying, your channel brings in all the paranormal and history. It makes a nice, refreshing change to the world. Let's face it, everyone does a show, and most shows are just pure based on investigation. When it comes to podcasts, that's the thing. As you say, a lot of shows are just based on the investigations or one particular, you know, subject, and it's like maybe it's tarot cards every week. You know, no disrespect to them, but I think you need to change it up. I think that's what the paranormal's needing. You know, needing to kind of change a wee bit. If that's I'll probably shot down for saying this, but it'll not be the first time. You know, I think there's a lot of channels out there get settled in their old ways, kind of thing. Yeah,
and they're not bringing anything new or fresh to the table. And I think, especially after the last 2.5 years, you know, with what's happened, I think people are looking for different. If that makes sense.
Yeah, we get it with ours when we do Quartology, history and science. We get a lot of people coming on because they're more intrigued with the science side of how it affects paranormal. Same as you with the history affecting the paranormal. A lot of people forget these sort of subjects exist. Even with Lou, with divination, she covers all forms of divination, not just the main bits that people.
I go into the history out there.
Yeah.
Just let's just do this now.
Yeah, you do the origins of it all, don't you?
You see, that's it. You know, you see people go their channels and they'll go to, for instance, maybe I don't graveyard, you know, or a castle. Go to a castle. Say, right, we're here tonight investigating this castle. But you're sitting watching it and you don't know anything about the castle.
Yeah.
You know, when it was built, who built it, has it seen any battles, you know, any famous monarchs stayed there, that, you know, that kind of thing. We don't expect to give away every bit of information, but a lot of them don't give you a sort of basic background to the place.
Yeah. As weird as it sounds bringing them up, and this is probably the only time I'll ever praise them, is most haunted were actually good for that sort of thing when they first started.
They were.
Not mentioning the curse word, but I mentioned them in the paranormal field, but they were still good for that sort of thing. They used to give you the whole information first.
I was a Most Haunted fan. I will admit, I'll put my hat. I bought this. I was going to say CDs, no CDs, DVDs. You know, I think I bought every season there was, and then I don't know, the penny started to drop. Maybe we had Richard Felix on about a year ago or something. We had Richard on, and I was kind of what he was the guy I watched most and Most Haunted because of the history side of it. You know.
Yeah, Richard. We still see Richard every now and then. He used to come into my pub drinking when he used to work in Derby, and he was always happy to talk about stuff. Got another one here from Kate.
My boyfriend from Helensburgh, so I still remember how awesome the accent is around there. Helensburgh is a fantastic chippy in Helensburgh. I know that's totally irrelevant to what we're talking about. You ever go to Helensburgh, go to the chippy that sits right on the front facing the sea. Absolutely brilliant.
Hey, okay, you'll have to come over from Germany and go to the chippy. Go to the chippy.
Aye.
Another one from one of our US fans. Hello, Alison. Another comment again from Kate. Totally agree. Paranormal in history. You sound right on my street. You're on all the media, right? I think you are, aren't you? You're on Facebook. I don't know. You're on YouTube or anything like that.
We're on Facebook. We've got a private group now because we some troll issues a few months back. Yeah. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube and we're on TikTok. That's it. All the other. See, I'm not very technically minded, so all this, you know, all these different platforms, I get lost. So I just kind of stick to the sort of basic three, and it, you know, that's as far as my brain will go.
Yeah.
You know? But you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.
We'll send you a link, Kate, after the show, so you can find them. I've got loads of comments. Catching up again. Sharing about the interview side of things. Yeah, I think it's hello, Jacqueline.
Hey, Jacqueline. Jacqueline's a wee doll. She's a fellow camper, same as us.
Oh, we're good friends with Jacqueline. And
Philippines.
Philippines. Oh, nice of you to join us. It's a fair distance. Oh, seems to get people further and further away, don't we? Keep jumping on. Alison, I took a picture today of a spirit snake kissing my kitty as he drank from a puddle outside my house. I wouldn't say spirit. That'd be more elemental. I've seen them sort of things before. That's quite interesting.
I see the photo.
Yeah, Alison, if you're quite happy to send the photo, we'll get it up. We'll share it with Scott as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right with the paranormal field. It is changing again. A lot of people seem to want to know more about locations and just doing the.
Well, then a lot of investigations will take place, and people don't really tell you anything about it, even at the end.
Yeah.
Or even as a follow-up or something when they've gone back to check the facts. If they do check the facts of any information they've got coming through, they don't share it with people.
Yeah.
You need to share it with people, you know, because there's that much to it. and let's take history for example. There's that much to history that people don't realise. I didn't realise it as well till we started research in certain places, what have you. And some of the history is just mind blowing in some of these locations that, even old abandoned houses and stuff. Once you sort of start researching them and you think, wow, I had no idea all that went on. And I think that's the pull, but no, I think history does need to get involved more in the paranormal.
Yeah.
It's a way of kind of like verifying any information that you might be getting through on the equipment or anything that mediums or viewers are picking up. Like, it's a bit of verification, isn't it? Like, if you actually got historical documents there that you've looked into, and it's just like, oh yeah, that does correlate.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've done that. We've done a place last year called Caldwell. We're going back to 2 weeks' time, right? But we spent 2 months here, and we've done about 10 investigations over the 2 months. And some of the names we were getting, after the investigation, we go home and start digging about and what have you, and these names would pop up, and it does validate what you say, Louis. It does validate what you picked up, and it gives you. We're big believers in. I know a lot of people say don't do it, but we tend to get back to the same locations.
Nothing wrong with that. That's the problem is with a lot of people is they do that sort of thing. They'll go to a location, they'll get activity, and then they'll never go back again.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've done as well. There have been the odd location that we'll go to and we don't get back, but there's obviously 2 or 3 ones that we like to get back to because every time we get back, we feel we're learning more. And the other side of the coin is, I think the more you get back to the location, the more spirit will remember you and get used to you. Right? So there's
building up a relationship, isn't it? Like a trusting, a friendship with them.
Aye.
Going back and by showing respect. And you remember them, they remember you, and you are going to get more.
That's it. Instead of just jumping about, different locations every week. And there's one location we done is a cut card. And we'd been, 6 or 7 times, and then we went with Rigger. And we'd always picked up on this male at the back here and this little girl every time we went, but we couldn't get any information. And then we went with Rigger and his team, and we got the name Lisa and Ian. And then the male at the back, we got a name for him as well. So we thought, well, have we been here just the right amount of times that they now recognise us and trust us? So now they're going to keep coming forward and giving us bits and pieces.
Yeah.
So I think you do need to get back to the same location if you're getting, good results, whatever. Or there's your wee dog showed up now.
Yeah, that's the dog.
Right, let's just go through the comments. We've got a few that's come up. We have got, if you keep seeing a black figure from the corner of your eye, is it counted as paranormal? One time it has red eyes.
Yeah,
Shadow figure. What else we got? Got hellos people. They've got Kate saying, I agree. History is so important and it enriches the whole investigation. To be honest, without history, I think it's a total waste of time doing an investigation. But that's my opinion.
Yeah,
good opinion.
I agree with that one, definitely, Kate. Aye. So you can't have one without the other,
Yes.
Definitely.
Well, it's the same where you can't have paranormal without science.
That's true. So I'm not really into the science bit because I'm kind of thick that way, to be honest with you. I don't understand all that. I'm kind of your basic investigations. But science as well. Science. We had a lady on a few weeks ago. She was a forensic paranormal scientist or some kind of thing, and she was nice, but I just don't understand the whole sciencey bit of it. And I know people might laugh at me for it, but it is what it is. I just like your basic investigations, and digging up as much history as we possibly can.
I'd say avoid one of our shows then when I start doing quantum mechanics.
Or
There's only once that you've done that. And then you had quite a few people going like, no idea.
Hectic Paranormal for Australia, Jem and Kate, they did a show like a couple of months ago, and they were talking about, we're quite friendly with them, and they were talking about glitches in the Matrix. And I lasted about 10 minutes, and I had to mail Jem and say, listen, I'm out here. I just don't have a clue what you're talking about, you know. And people might look at me and say, you know, you're thick and stuff, but I believe, you know, be honest. If you don't understand something, and just say, look, this isn't my area, you know, I don't understand it, so I'll leave you to go on with it. But
that's the best way of being, because if not, egos become a bit too much, which is a massive problem in the paranormal world. We all know that.
oh, I definitely. I've watched a few shows, and you can tell that, you know, the hosts or the guests don't know that I'm any expert by far. You know, there's no such thing. But you can tell just with sitting listening to them, they don't have a clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, and it's when you get these balloons that say, well, I was watching one the other week, and she was talking about Robin Hood and how Robin Hood and Maid Marian got together and stuff like that, and the Merry Men. Maid Marian never existed. You know, Maid Marian was made up to kind of enhance the Robin Hood story. Robin Hood was based on a real person, you know, a real guy.
Yeah.
But Marian was just kind of thrown in there just to add a wee bit of spice to it. But this balloon was sitting. We all know that Maid Marian married Robin Hood, and the Merry Men were there, and they were in the forest. And I'm thinking, if you're going to do a show and talk about somebody, then at least get facts right. You know, and that really annoys me when people come out with, or I think the biggest one is Greyfriars, you know, in Edinburgh.
Yeah, yeah.
The amount of people I've watched talking about Greyfriars, and they get the dates wrong, they get the names wrong, and it's just totally out the window. And actually, it annoys you, you know, because they're standing there in Greyfriars talking to all these people, and they're talking a load of crap, basically. You know, and you think, well, you just, you know, sorry, Randall, I'm not ranting, it's just, you know.
I think that's why me and you get on, Scott.
But it is annoying, and it's, to me, it's bad for people just coming into the paranormal. I've asked this on a few shows, you know, for people who are just entering the paranormal and they're sitting listening to these idiots, and because they're no disrespect to them, because they're new to the paranormal, they don't really know a lot. And so they're listening to these different people who are giving them a load of, excuse the word, bollocks. Sorry. And they're taking it all in, and they believe it all.
Yeah.
You know, you probably witnessed that yourselves, the two of you.
Oh yeah, we're fully aware of them sort of situations. We have quite a few of them. I tend to call bull quite loudly.
I think there comes a stage where you need to say, look, enough's enough. You've talked enough crap for one night, you know. But the Maid Marian thing, really, that, you know, I've heard a few crackers in my time, you know, alien possession as well, alien spirits, you know.
Oh, yeah, I've heard a few of them. The
aliens come to their spaceships and possess these people. One's in London, this particular individual. I mean, you think about it, NASA and, you know, the Russians and China have spent millions and millions over the decades hunting for intelligent life elsewhere. They did it, all they had to do is go to London.
Yeah, there's quite a few people like that.
You know,
I think the best one we get on our show when we're out on locations is people going, I'm a demonologist. And it's like, oh, congratulations. Oh yeah, I've got my diploma. I've done the
online
course. It's like, okay.
Well, that's
where I went wrong.
This individual, a Maid Marian individual, she also said she was the reincarnation of Maid Marian. That was the other thing.
No.
You know, and when she goes into Sherwood Forest, the spirits bow down to her because of who she is or was, whatever. we watched a video of her. It must have been, she'd done it a year or so ago, but she was in a house, and this, you'll love this, Ben. You will love this. She made a video with this other guy, and the other guy looked as if he couldn't peel a banana, basically. You know, he just was not all there. You know. And she was saying, we've been here all day in this house. There's 6 demons in this house, but we managed to get rid of 4 of them. 4 of them. And the other 2 are up in the loft. So I'm going to go up in the loft and I'm going to basically take care of them. She says, I'm an ordained exorcist, you know, and we've been at it all day. And she'd a friend who was spreading what I can only describe as saxo, you know, the bread on the floor in the shape of a pentagram. And she, this guy, you know, banana guy, standing there talking to, oh, you know, she's fantastic at what she does, and it's been near-death experiences all day. And so she goes up into the loft and she's saying, you know, by the power of God and the divine, you have to leave. You're not allowed to be here, so go away. You know, and I was thinking, see if there was 6 demons. I mean, we don't touch demonology. No offence, it's no our kind of thing. I believe there is demons somewhere, you know, in some shape or form. I thought, see if there was 6 demons in that house. You'd have Sky TV and everything, wouldn't there? You know, I want a piece of this. You know, this is the review. You know, but seriously, Ben, the data. Do you find that the word demon gets jumped on too much?
Yeah. We always say that because I've done demonology and cultology. I've been doing it since, well, I started studying myself when I was 14, and then I obviously went into professional for it all. Got my PhD and all that. But when you hear someone going on about demonology, I just sit there and laugh. You do as well, don't you? Because you know the difference. I feel, oh yeah, there's a demon there, there's a demon there, there's a demon. The likelihood of you ever coming across what you class as a demon is like 0.0001% chance.
I always say, you know, I mean, we've been in locations and you felt, you know, there was one particular Canongate Kirk in Edinburgh we went, and we get the feeling that we weren't wanted there. You know, it was quite a heavy feeling. It was, I'm not going to say it was demonic or anything like that, or it was negative. It was just, you know, that kind of feeling you get, well, you know. But I went for a walk around the churchyard, as you do anyway. Yeah. But when people say, oh, it's demonic, definitely, I always put it down to, you know, it's not demon. Who's to say it's not just a grumpy spirit?
There is one thing that we always catch people out is when people say, oh, yeah, it's a demon. We go, oh, Satan sent them or the devil sent them. There's never been a case ever in history, in all demonic possessions or all this sort of stuff, of it, them saying it's the devil and Satan, because Satan doesn't exist in demonology. That's why we sit there laughing. It's like, yeah, the demon. No.
It's just so annoying, and I try to see people, you know, you get people in life, you know, in the physical life who just aren't, you know, they're not a people person, you know, or I think everybody's known the old grumpy old man that lived along the street at some point, you know, stuff like that. So who's to say that that's not what you're getting on your investment? You're not getting a demon, you're not getting Satan or Lucifer, you're getting grumpy old Fred that used to stay 4 doors down.
Yeah.
It's
usually the case.
You know, it's it just makes the paranormal laughable. But when they say,
yeah,
like demonic, there's 6 demons here. I think if there was 6 demons in the one house, you'd know all about it.
That's impressive.
You know, but she got rid of 4. I think she got rid of 5. I think there was one that was quite stubborn. Didn't want to go. But
actually, if there was that many, you'd get actually doing some housework, wouldn't you?
Oh, good.
If that many demons in there, it's like they're living there for free. That many of them taking liberties. No, clean those dishes and windows. Get the Uber out.
We'll catch up with some comments as well, because there's loads of comments again.
I like that time. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, you're right. Dennis, I agree. Did asylum for 8 years. Every time we went back, it was different. Yeah, the more you get, like we were saying, the more you go to a place, the more the spirits become a bit more relaxed with you.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Dawn saying, sorry I'm late. Everyone.
Laura's
They are forensic pathology.
pathology for this lady. That's right. Laura's one of our crew. She was a forensic pathologist. That's what she was.
I'm not even going to try and repronounce that again because they've just completely wrapped that around the tongue. Hello, Selfish. Kate again. Massive long comment. I think you can't do all paranormal and history. Your passion is clearly the paranormal and history side, so that's cool. I guess you're a specialist in that. Yeah.
I wouldn't. Thanks, Kate. I wouldn't say specialist. I would just say it's our passion, basically. Is what we tend to stick to.
Best way. Alison, people look at my pictures and just smile at me. Some can, some can't. Hello, Jeanette. Then we've just got Kate. I think you've like
this guy was, you just wanted
credit some of these.
You just wanted to go and buy a shovel, basically,
Then we've got Kate again. They're also put in demon cells. That's the problem. Why it's always getting used. Always getting used.
And it's really, there's a guy up here. He's based in Edinburgh, and he done a live view a couple of years back, and he says it was the Devil's Woods he was in Edinburgh, and it was known for devil worship, and he was going about finding these bits of string with bits of wood, tied to it and stuff like that. And then it was pitch black, but he's standing there and he's saying he had this big huge flat light that could light up Wembley, and he's standing there saying, I can hear them, they're searching for me, they're close by, but he still had this big flashlight on. Now, if you're in the middle of a forest and these guys are hunting you, you don't have this big spotlight on. But then he started running, just all of a sudden started, and then the light broke. But then he came back on and he's like, guys, I'm okay. I'm all right. I got out of there. I'm safe. And the trouble was, people were believing this, and it just infuriates you. But when he says, there's devil worshippers here, I found them, and the same guy went hunting for a werewolf in a public park in Edinburgh as well, by the way. So I did that.
I think I generally know who you're on about. I just can't remember his name.
I'll tell you after the live, but he was.
Yeah, I think I know who you're on about.
He was walking about a public park in Edinburgh and hitting two sticks together, making this "ow" noise.
Yeah.
Now, see if you did that in Glasgow, then after the Glaswegians had finished with you, you'd be scooped into a wheelie bin, and put down by the river or something. But this idiot, and he was saying they like berries, and they come here at night and scavenge for the leftovers of picnics. I want this clown, but when they started hitting the sticks together, I was embarrassed to be a Scotsman, But no, all like that, by the way, folks. We don't run about public parks hitting sticks together and howling.
No. You usually find someone running after you with a straight jacket. So we got a question from Kate. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them up. So, how are your investigations conducted, and what equipment do you have? That's for you, buddy.
We don't have a plan to our investigations, Kate. We just go and see what happens. We prefer making. I know there's teams go there and they've got this plan in their head. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. We don't do that. We just go and just see what happens. We're kind of laid back. I've watched these teams, they go out and they're very, very serious, very, very regimental, you know, and watching them, you just want to go to your own funeral, basically, watching them. We prefer a laid back approach to our investigations because we feel that spirit's more likely to come to you if you're kind of light-hearted. I'm not talking, we take it serious, but if you're kind of light-hearted and having a laugh and a joke, you're more likely to, excuse me, get some kind of contact with a spirit. Equipment-wise, I'm not a tech guy. Tech's over there. It's gone with me. I prefer your sort of basic things. And there's one good reason I prefer that, and simply because yourself, Ben, when we go investigating, you can encounter spirits for a wide time range, for the 7th century to the 21st century. And you get these teams go and say, right, I've got an SLS camera here, I've got this listening device, and you think, well, what if you're getting a spirit for the 14th, 15th century? It doesn't know what an SLS camera is. So we like to keep it basic, as in, a K2 mirror, I'll call it a box, because let's face it, doesn't matter what century you're from, everybody recognises a box.
Yeah.
We use a clothesline as well, ping pong balls. We're trying to use basic stuff that doesn't matter what time frame you're from, you're going to know what it is.
Well, that's a good idea, to be honest.
And you're going to you've more chance of interaction. Whereas if you get a spirit for 1562 and you've got, I've watched the same guy, the werewolf guy, he done an investigation in Greyfriars and he was like an SAS commando going in. It took him about 2 years to set this thing up. Seriously, you like everything. And to me, if you're a spirit for like 56 and you're looking at that, you're going to run the other way.
Yeah, because you think of witchcraft.
You've seen all these lights and flashes, and you're going to think, you're looking for Matthew Hopkins, you're out of there. Do you know what I mean? You're off, basically. So we like to keep our investigations basic and light-hearted, and without blowing our own trumpet, we have caught some really good evidence to date. We're just doing it that way. I hope that answers the question.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that's answered that for you, Kate. Carry on. We've got hello, Vaughn. Kate laughing again. Selfie. Yogi werewolf. Quite a few comments, trying to just track down them all. Hi. Gonna be pinkish, Ben. You've watched.
You worked.
I worked with Exploring with Josh.
Yeah.
About seeing a demon or their demon. He was very misunderstood by what he was actually seeing most of the time. In fact, I spent most of that night actually explaining to people what they were seeing and what they weren't seeing. Yeah. What's the craziest experience you ever had? That's a good one for you.
Let me think. The craziest experience I've had is last year we did that place called Caldwell, where we've done the wide investigations. We got through this what I call the whispering lady. It was a lady. It was like 6 or 7 words in a sentence, and it wasn't through the app. I sent it to about 11 different people to listen to, and they all came back saying that's not through the app. She was there with you. So what came back was she was actually saying, is your light better now? So that was last October. So about 2 months ago or something, we did a different location, maybe about 20 miles away from Caldwell. And I had the blindfold and the headphones on. And I get the same woman with the same sentence as I go to Caldwell. The exact same. And it wasn't through, you know how you can tell if it's through an app? It's a different kind of sound. It wasn't through the app. And I don't get freaked out or anything, but that I took the headphones and the blindfold off and I thought, what the hell? It was the last thing I ever expected to hear. That was one. We did another one with Rigger. where we caught the swinging door in an investigation about a month ago, as we're going back there tomorrow night. So I would say the Whispering Lady was the sort of craziest one that I've ever had, because I just could not explain it.
Sorry, guys.
It's been a long
Yeah, it's been a long work day. Yeah, so hopefully that answers that one for you. I've got one here from Bonnie.
Question for Ben. I've seen an article this afternoon about quantum physics. Can I send it to you and explain it to the group in plain English?
Yeah, send it to me and I will run through it on Sunday for you. And explain that for quantum.
There are spirits in the wall behind your heads now. Oh, hello. Hey, Christina. And we've got, do you speak in Latin sometimes for all the spirits?
No, some people think I'm speaking in Latin, but I'm actually speaking. You know, but what the hell did you say? No, I don't have a clue about Latin. You know, sorry, doll.
Yeah, it's a language to try and avoid. Trust me.
And Ben, my friend, one time recording himself and the big thing walked behind a corner of a house. It looked like it had a cape or robe of blackish blue feathers. Any idea what it was?
Depends what country you're in. Selfish. Depends on what it is. Hopefully that explains that one.
Scott, do you guys use the Ouija board on investigations?
No, we don't get near the Ouija board. We never. It's just something I've never been into. And so I think if you don't really understand something and you don't understand how it works, then kind of stay away from it. Not just for me, but for the team safety, and you don't know if you can maybe bring something through that could follow you home, your family, friends, whatever. So we don't do the Ouija board. I did it once last year in Sherwood Forest with GSI. We've known him for a long time, and we'd always made this silly deal, you know, that John for GSI, if we ever met up, he would drink a can of Iron Brew and I would do the Ouija board. So we met up last year in Sherwood Forest and he drank the can of Iron Brew. He says, right, you need to do the Ouija board. But we've done it with him and they've got like 20, 30 years experience of doing it.
Yeah.
And I only done it for about 10 minutes and that was it. But on our investigations, no, because to me, if you don't understand something, then just leave it be.
In fact, that's a perfectly safe answer, to be honest. Yeah. I'll argue with that. Although, if we ever meet up, I'm quite happy to drink Iron Brew.
Yeah, you love the stuff.
I literally survive. I don't know if you've seen the new glass bottles of Iron Brew.
The new old ones.
The new old recipes.
Are there about £2.50 or £3 a bottle up here?
Lou stopped me from spending 20 quid on bottles of them.
Yeah, they're £2, aren't they, in the co-op?
we do like an Iron Brew. The thing was, I kind of neglected to forget to tell John just how gassy it is.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's very, very gassy. And so he thought, bless him, he was being smart by drinking the whole can. And I do have, I'll need to send it to you. I do have a video of the event and the after effects of it.
Oh, no.
Let's say we'd have woke up made marrying. No, I'm saying, you know.
Oh, God, that was your comment, Ben. Nice to put it. Christina says, I feel the woman has a message for you. That'll be the one that was talking to Scott on the investigations, I'm guessing. Yes.
Going to the same thing because I was talking to Barry John and we had him on no long after that happened, and I was saying to him, he says it could be that the woman, she's always around you, but she just felt that night was the right time just to kind of remind you that she was still there, you know. So it's you know yourself, the paranormal anything's possible.
Yeah, need to get Barry on at some point. Good friends of ours.
So yes, that's the spirits behind us. Can you give any more information, Alison? On Chadban. It's called the El Chitwang. Okay, it's got a question. What's your view on apps paranormal in history?
I know there's a lot of debate goes on about apps and We've tried a few of them, but the one we use is the necrophonic. I know there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of them are quite dodgy, you know.
No.
But we
Isn't that
started
good?
using the necrophonic last year, maybe, and we've always had good result with different accents off it, with sentences with it, you know, that kind of thing. So the necrophonic, the rest of the apps we've tried them, but we thought they're no for us. You know, I think you need to find one that works for you.
Yeah.
Try and work your way through them, don't you? See what's rubbish and what isn't.
Yeah. Trial and error. Okay, Selfish put up the blackish blue feathers was in America, California specifically. My friend was turning on his recorder and he even saw it and turned around because the corner was right behind him.
Ah.
Ah.
I can't remember the bloody name of him. That would be the Native American, the Raven Crow god, said to watch over sacred places, or anyone that has intent of disturbing sacred places.
Yeah. Dennis put Ouija board to me is you doing it yourself unknowingly micro twitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Seen it happen. I've seen a lot of things where they've taken.
I just need to let the dog out.
There's a lot of things we've seen where they've tried debunking Ouija boards, but again, you said, Scott, it's always best to be safe than sorry. If you don't understand it, don't use it.
That's it. And I think, you know, I'm not getting into the Hollywood side of it, but I think Hollywood's got a lot to do with young people. You know, they'll see a couple of films and, you know, they'll have a couple of beers on a Friday, Saturday night, think, oh, let's try a Ouija board, see what happens. I watched a film 2 nights ago, you know, and this happens to watch, and it gets them to try it. But no, see, we don't understand it, and we just stay away from it because we're not going to start getting into stuff. There's too much of that in the paranormal. People trying to get into stuff they don't have a clue about, they don't understand. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I think it creates a lot of problems.
Yeah.
You know,
you're always better understanding something before you use it. You won't go and just pick up a chainsaw without knowing how to use it.
Exactly. You know, and I don't think any other team would be, you know, willing to try it. And I say, if back to anybody in our team's not willing to do something, then we just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because that's how the team works, basically.
Seems fair enough. One there for Alison. Quick one there. Then we've got Bonnie. Scott, have you ever investigated Rosley Chapel? It's a place I've got on my bucket list for next year.
Hey, Vaughn's beautiful. She's a Matrix Paranormal, Vaughn is.
Yeah,
Rosamund,
a friend of ours.
I was going to say no Rosamund. No Vaughan, sorry. We've never been there. As far as I know, you can get to the grounds, but the chapel itself is a big no-no. But if you do come up next year, dog, give us a shout, and we can always meet up with you.
I think we should all do that. We'll all have to meet up sometime because me and Lou like coming up to Edinburgh.
Well, we did the vaults last week with John Ewans for Night Hawk Paranormal, and Rigger was there as well. Not the best of the nights. We never even get a twinkle.
It's a bit hard in the vaults. The vaults is, by the way, guys, the vaults is where I might have damaged my back a bit.
Oh,
you know the 2 stairs that you go up with a massive concrete beam across the top? Yeah, I didn't see the concrete beam and ran up the steps and jumped.
Right. So you kind of missed a huge, massive, big bit of concrete.
No, I didn't miss it. My head made a very good connection to it.
You missed seeing it?
Yeah.
I was saying nothing on that. But on last week, it was quite flat, actually. I am Brew, Scotland's liquid gold soda pop for us viewers. It is, as we call it, ginger. That's what we call it up here, called ginger.
Yeah. I'm assuming, yes, there almost, except for you, there is a lady.
I did a screenshot and checked it to make sure.
Be interested to see that. Selfish with the reply. I got a Raven Crown goddess. Well, who was owned by a rich man who was a bit of a scumbag. Yeah, actually. So yeah, to that. Vonnie, that would be great, Scott. I've done the vaults, never got anything more. Mary King's close. We got nothing either. The graveyard was my favourite. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, we've done loads in Edinburgh since day one, and we love Edinburgh. You know, especially the old town, the Royal Mile, Greyfriars. You know, and I think a lot of people go to these places with the expectations of getting things. You know, I mean, take Greyfriars for instance. It's reported to be the most haunted kirkyard in the world. You know, it's the most haunted grave. We've investigated before we found out about the ban. Always emphasise that because there's no big ban. You can't get no to investigate there, and we get nothing except one night we picked up in a mail, and you're talking seconds, and it was gone again. We've investigated Greyfriars at all different times, and we've never had anything at all. Whereas you get these teams go in and they say they're picked up in the Mackenzie poltergeist, which was made up, by the way. Mackenzie poltergeist doesn't exist. We've got the Mackenzie poltergeist here, or there's noises over there, and we'll get the Covenanters here, and you're talking crap. You know, it just doesn't. You see, we've done the vaults and we never get a single thing. It's a good experience, but you know, to go and see these places and investigate them and spend time with the team and what have you, meet other people, but no, we were quite disappointed.
Shame when that happens, but it shows the true side of the paranormal, doesn't it?
Aye, it does, and I think that needs to come out more as well. There's too many teams out there, if they don't get anything, they'll invent something.
Yeah.
You know.
One team for that.
My grandfather was called Pop Ginger. Ginger, he was from Airdrie. Airdrie's just about 10, 12 miles from Glasgow. That's what we used to go to get a bottle of ginger. I'll take the ginger bottle back, you know.
Kind of off subject, but to each of you, which do you think are the most haunted places in the UK and why?
Pure sure, I'll let you go first, bud.
I don't know, to be honest. I've done quite a lot of places. I've done places where people won't really think of even going. I'd say the Yorkshire Moors massively. It's massively misunderstood a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
If I was to say more like commercial wise, like, you know, places that you can actually get, Galleries of Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's got such a long period of history. It's been, you know, used quite a lot, we'll say. And yeah, I think we had quite a lot of spirits floating around when we were there, didn't we?
Yeah, quite a lot.
Yeah.
What about you, Scott?
Enjoyable.
I would say, might sound stupid, I would say the less investigated places are probably the most haunted ones. The simple reason is that, you know, you get these teams and you get these locations that are investigated to the hilt 7 days a week. And I believe that spirit does get fed up.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas if you go to a place that's very rarely investigated, or a spirit there, they think, well, somebody's come to talk to us. You know, somebody showed up, let's go talk to them. I think that's when you get the more activity in less investigated places. If that makes sense or not. We've certainly experienced it that way. So I would say, for us, it's definitely Caldwell is one of the most haunted places we've ever done. Because every time we went, we get loads of stuff there. But the less investigated places for me.
Nice. So we've got H5. Stashing on about best accents. Bonnie, we did the ghost tour around there too, which is a joke.
George Mackenzie did exist. George Mackenzie was a Lord Chief Advocate to Charles II. But the Mackenzie poltergeist was made because of the attacks that have happened in the Covenanters prison. There's over 3,000 documented attacks. Jan Henderson who owns City Dead Tours, wrote a book, The Ghost That Haunted Itself. He wrote it about the Covenanters prison, and he had to give, I need to give this entity, spirit, whatever you want to call it, a name. So he called it the Mackenzie Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. The Covenanters prison has got no connection to the Mackenzie tomb whatsoever.
Just have to say them places again. Pinkish can't understand their accent. So I had the Yorkshire Moors.
I had the Galleries of Justice, Nottingham.
Yep. And what did you?
I said the least investigated places, the places that you don't expect to be haunted, are probably ones that are most haunted. I'm not plugging the TV program, just saying most haunted.
So hopefully, yeah, that a bit better. Kate saying Yorkshire Moors.
You catch the others.
You catch the others.
Well, any more issues? Point up on the screen and we'll go slowly. Oh, there you go, Ben. I saw you, Ben, with Exploring with Feisty, Josh. And I thought what you said is very interesting about demons, that they are all gods and they are neither good nor bad.
Yeah, it's.
I don't like how the comments got really small.
Yeah, really small. It's the truth, to be honest. People that scream demons don't actually understand demons. They just scream it because it sells.
Aye, basically.
And
Haunted places, more haunted, the least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you're somewhere expecting it, you're going to end up missing little bits.
We've got exactly start primary sample tomorrow night's investigation. We're the only ones that have access and investigate it.
Nice.
Aye, that's where we got the swinging door. We were actually lucky enough to catch it on the live twice. It happened once before we went live, then it happened twice more on the live, and that was totally unexpected.
Nice. What you want though, isn't it?
Yeah. Boys.
Yeah.
Hey, Galleries of Justice. Yeah.
No. Thank you.
Gonna be pinkish. Thank you. Right. So we've got about 3 minutes left of the show. Scott, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, hang on. Quick question from Kate. What about the lot, Scott? Are they haunted, do you think?
Yeah, quickly, that's a good question, Kate, because we're starting a thing called Unknown Waters. I don't know, like we were away on Sunday there looking at a boat. We're doing it on the 29th of this month. We're actually going out on a boat onto the water to investigate. Because there was a land's haunted, who's to say the water's not haunted. And it was going to be a one-off, but we've changed our mind and we're going to be going further afield into, Loch Long, Loch Goyle, Loch. There's a lot of lochs about there, so we're going to be going up them and investigating. We might get nothing, but we're going to go on and see what we get. So we're doing it on the 29th of this month as our first trip out in the boat.
I'm sure if you send us the link, we can put it up on our page so our viewers can see it as well.
I will do. We're looking forward to it.
Yep. Well, getting close to time. So again, thank you, Scott, for coming on. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you for having it. It's been a quick hour, isn't it?
Yeah,
it does go fast.
It does. No, thanks for having me. It's been my pleasure, and thanks to everybody in the chat who popped in their questions, and for Kate, who's saying she loves my accent.
You've got a loyal fan there, mate.
I know. Thank you. Bless you.
People saying thank you. All the thank yous coming through now. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, Scott. I'm sure we'll have you on again another time. Always be nice to have you on and just chat and chew the grass again.
Yeah, just give me a shout. I'm always about.
Yeah.
I'm always here or there.
So, guys, that's it from us this week. If you want to check out Paranormal History, go over and check their site, watch some of their videos, because Scott does some really good ones. Yeah, Lou's going to put the link up. Sunday's show, for me, by the sounds of it, it looks like I'll be giving demonology a rest because Ron wants quantum mechanics explained, which We all love and enjoy. Scott, I'm pretty sure you're more than welcome to come and join us as I do a lecture on quantum mechanics.
Wait, is that working on your car?
Be on my bike at this rate.
I'll give it a watch. I will come in and give it a watch, but if I don't understand it, then I'm out. I'm off.
No, just put in the comments that you don't understand it, and I'll make him explain it in a better way.
Right. Send me a book, sort of pamphlet. Mind you, a pamphlet. They always give you a pamphlet, don't they? Here's a book. In Glasgow, we have the pamphlets all the time. Yeah, but no, I'll give it a wee watch.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's only an article, but it looks interesting. But I don't understand how they describe it. That's fine because what'll happen is I'll probably end up rambling for about an hour explaining what it is. You know what I'm like. Well, yeah.
They'll give the 5-minute condensed version at the end.
Yeah, and Luke condensed it down to 5 minutes for you. So that's it from us, guys, and we will see you on Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.